hill.
Yeah.
What's going on, people? Thrax here. So this time around I decided to take on a challenge and pedal my way to Dunedin, all the way from Saint Pete, along my father-in-law Sam, which is the guy that goes next to me on that other bicycle. I am currently riding a Firmstrong bicycle with no gears. And I bought this bicycle because I like the beach cruisers type. And for stretches like this, they can be convenient and they may not necessarily be as convenient. The reason why is because we only got one gear. And for example, at least here in St. Pete, or I should say Florida, Pinellas County, all the way to Dunedin, we have to go through some overpasses that go up and down, much like you guys saw at the beginning of the video while I was climbing up. And the good thing is that I've been working out my legs, I've been working out my cardio, with my stamina too. So I was preparing for this trip, to put it somehow. Also, we didn't realize until later on that we had the wind on our backs on our way there. So it was a really, really easy trip to get there. Not so easy making it back. We made it there in about an hour and a half, which we were predicting about 2 hours and a half.
Yeah.
This bike is really, really comfortable. It's got a great seat. I'm probably gonna make a review of it this coming weekend. So stay tuned for that if you're interested in getting a bicycle. Now, the cool thing is that this bicycle has really big tires, and it's also a very long bicycle. So it keeps its speed very well. At the same time, it cruises real nice. The weather was actually nice. We left somewhat early, around 8:30 in the morning. We arrived there by, I would say, around 10-ish. We rested all the way to 11, and we got something to eat. Downtown Dunedin is a really, really nice place to visit.
Rachel.
Anybody that has the opportunity
and I was like,
to
so what do you
hang out
think?
over there should definitely.
You think I'm gonna make it all the way to Dunedin and back?
Some nice place to eat.
And she's like, oh,
So
you'll do
it's
great,
a
honey.
real cool
And I'm like, okay,
destination.
now what do you really think?
In any case,
Make it to Dunedin and back.
so I started
I'm like, yeah,
mainly
I think
going
you will.
ahead and
I
riding
know.
my bicycle for
And
fun.
what kind of shape you're gonna
I
be whenever you
figured
come back?
if there was something that I could ride, I should try
But
riding it.
it
Not
is
necessarily
hard.
always just my motorcycle.
She was telling me that she was talking to Cindy about it.
Of course, I love
and-
riding my motorcycle, and
And even
I'm
that
riding
Cindy
it afterwards
was saying that on her bike
tonight
years
to go meet my
it was
family
still
once
hard.
I'm done. But right now,
Yep.
I am just hanging out. As you can see, I'm carrying my cell phone holder, which I didn't really bring it to carry my cell phone. I brought it mainly to carry some stuff that I may need in it. And also I have my towel in there in case I need it. I can like are not a real easy and just dry my
I think
face.
the last
However,
time I
the
rode a
wind
distance like this
was not so
was probably when I
harsh,
was like 15,
but light enough
14, something like that.
that it will keep us cool, and it didn't look like we were sweating at all. Do any of you guys ride bicycles? What type of bike do you ride? And if you do you actually ride long distances, or you just ride local? Make sure you let me know in the comments. Also, is there anything that you would like me to review? Specifically about the city, the town, any videos
Probably
you guys
not.
want me to make? I've been thinking about riding my bike over the
Where's
skyway
that?
and recording
I have
it
not.
so everybody at least has an idea what it feels like to ride a motorcycle over the skyway, for those of you that don't have a choice or the chance to actually ride it down here in Florida. It's a real great experience, though. I have to say, I have yet to grow tired of riding on the skyway. The skyway is
We'll
one of
see
those
when we get
roads that they always feel different, no matter how
I
many
mean,
times
right
you
now
go
I'm
across.
full
from
energy.
it.
I'm good to go.
It's
I didn't go
whether
to
the
the gym
wind
today.
pushing you in
Last time
different
I went riding, I
directions,
did go to the
or
gym before,
the
but this time. And then I
the
been also working out
excitement
my
of
legs, so
riding
that
it,
helped quite a bit.
the traffic that may be there. I mean, it's a real hard road.
And this
so
is
depending on
definitely a
how
lot
the wind
easier than
blows
that
is,
machine that I was
what
using at the
happens,
gym.
and also how much traffic there is,
There's this,
and
I don't know the name of it. It's kind of,
what's the weather like.
Rachel said it was an
So
elliptical, but I think an
definitely
elliptical is something
something
else.
to look forward to. But in any case, coming
No,
back to
that's
this
not it. I mean,
bike
I
trail.
use
So
this.
we decided that we were
Yeah,
going to ride
that.
all the way to Dunedin. And
So I figured
we're
since I
probably
always
going to
get
be
the
doing this
cramps on
about
my
once a
shins,
month. Next time we're actually
that
going to go
was
to
gonna
Palm
work out my
Harbor,
shin
which is a
the
little bit
most of
further.
it.
It's about 8
And it
months.
did.
8
So-
miles further. It should be fun. So what is not shown in this
It is
video
funny because I never noticed how
our way
hard it is
back.
to
This is
climb
just the way
upstairs,
there.
but once you start going on
On our way
those
back,
for a
we
while,
actually found out that the wind was really,
Every
really
step,
strong on our backs without
it
realizing
gets heavier and heavier
So the
and
way
heavier.
back actually felt like pedaling upwards permanently, even though in some parts we were actually pedaling down, but it was really rough. I have to say that beforehand, the furthest side pedal over here through this trail was only about a total of 5 overpasses, and at that point I was pretty much done. But this time around, it's about 9 overpasses all the way to Dunedin, and then 9 overpasses all the way back. I made it with no problem through at least 14 of those overpasses. However, due to the fact that the wind was blowing so hard on our way back, it was taking a toll on my legs, and by the time that I got to certain overpasses, I started cramping really, really bad, and I was only able to climb about half of them on 3 of them. The rest of them, I climbed them all the way fine. My bicycle. I have to say, bicycling is a great workout. It's a great fun time. If you have nothing to do, this is something that you should definitely invest your money on. It doesn't cost a lot, and it's also good for family time. If you have kids that are on their teens and they can ride bikes,
Oh,
or
we'll be
even
fine.
with, if you have a baby, you can always get a
I think.
bicycle baby carrier trailer or a seat, and you can bring them. It's a great experience. There's a lot to see, very nice views. It's very fun.
Somebody's coming.
Now, in case some of you don't know, I don't really have a lot of time. I do work full time, and on the weekends I try to do something. My wife does exactly the same thing. So whether I keep the kids, or she keeps the kids, or we both keep them, and we try to do something together. Now, this weekend, for example, she went out to take some pictures
We have
that
to have the
involved
wind
the
behind
kids,
our
so she
backs
had to
right
take
now.
them, and also gave me
Yeah.
a free chance of pedaling all the way to Dunedin and back. That was a great experience. However, what I'm going with this is that I don't really have a lot of time to work out. Normally, if I work out, is after she gets home and she starts taking care of the kids and put them to bed, or I have to wake up like at 4 o'clock in the morning while everybody's still sleeping to come work out, to go to the gym or whatever, and then make it back. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because I don't want anybody to think that I just got on a bicycle, jumped in, and I just started riding all the way to Dunedin, because I wouldn't have made that. Actually, like I said before, the furthest I made it before was like 5 overpasses, and my legs were just done. And the weather was actually colder. This time around was much hotter. So what I did was I started working out my legs a little bit more. I always had bad legs, bad knees. I have one of my knees that are fractured, so
Okay.
I've always been taking it very, very easy when it comes to my knees.
Let's hope it does.
This time around,
prefer
what
to
I
have
did
it
was I
Pushing right
figured,
now.
okay, if I'm gonna start doing this
Yeah.
stuff, I need to get my knees and my whole leg pretty much stronger. So I found out that at the gym they had this machine in which you just climb stairs. I don't know what the name of it, but it's just like it just keeps spinning and spinning, and you just keep climbing and climbing and climbing. And the last few times that I did this, I was getting cramps on my shins. So what I did was on my calves. So what I did was I started using that and obviously lifting a little weight with my legs, which it helped. So this time around, I was happy to say that I didn't have any cramps whatsoever on my calves at all. I was very satisfied with the results. If anything, now my cramps were on my thighs. So what that tells me is that whenever I go back to the gym, I have to continue working out on that machine. However, I need to start doing a little bit more workout when it comes to my thighs, so I can increase the stamina of my legs and made it to last longer without getting cramps. Now, I also have to admit that the night before and also the breakfast before I went, I was eating a bunch of bananas, I was eating avocado, I was eating mostly stuff full of potassium to try to avoid cramps. Unfortunately, that only got me about 3/4 of the way. And on my way back, I was cramping, again on a different area of my legs, but still, it was the same leg. So with the left leg, and unfortunately cramping when you're on a bicycle is pain. Mainly because, okay, so you're sitting on the bike, you're cramping. And it was always when I was stretching my leg that I was cramping. So what I would do is I would pedal, and on the movement of pedaling, my leg will bend, cramp will go away. However, there's always that feeling you get that you want to test how bad the cramp is, and you stretch your leg. You don't really tense your muscle, you just stretch it. And when you do that, the cramp all of a sudden just gets really, really bad, to the point that you have no strength to bend your leg because of how tight that muscle just got. Well, I came to find out that that wasn't a good idea. That was only adding to my cramp even worse and not really helping to it. So up to that point, there's not that much problem. I mean, if you can coast, you just wait until the cramp goes away, or it kind of gives in a little bit, and then you bend your knee and you're out of the water. You can start pedaling again, and the pain goes away, and you just go on with everything. However, the problem is when certain things happen. When you're going out and you can't coast, you have to get off the bike. Or if there's a stop sign coming because there's an intersection, you have to stop, because you don't know if there's a car that is going to stop or not. In any case, what happened to me was that, unfortunately, I decided to go ahead and stretch my leg on one occasion. On another occasion, I was actually climbing up on my way back on an overpass. And the long story short is that I couldn't keep going. I had to get off the bike on both occasions. Well, when you get off the bike, the first thing you do is you put your leg down, and at that point, your leg just stretches. And what happens with that is your cramp gets even worse. It doesn't get any better. And well, the main issue was that I had to stay over there with my legs stretched down. I wasn't able to bend my leg at all to actually get rid of the cramp. Pretty much you become a prisoner of the bicycle at that point, because you don't really have a way to get off the bike. Because you're supposed to always get off the bike from the right side, meaning that if you're looking at the bike if you're standing in front of your bike, the right side of the bike, that's when you mount and you unmount. Well, what happened to me was that the left leg was the one cramping, so I will have to get off. I will have to put that leg on the ground first and then kind of twist by lifting the other leg and get off the bike. And that was the leg that I couldn't really extend that well because it would cramp out. So I will have to spend about 2, 3, 4 minutes just standing over there until the cramp will let go and then finally get off. Worst experience ever. Also, having to walk up the overpass, pushing the bike, even if it is just halfway the overpass because you already climbed halfway, it is not the funnest option ever. I gotta tell you, it seems like there's this feeling that you just forget how to walk after a while of riding bicycles. Especially if you're in pain, if you have cramps or anything, your ability to walk just diminishes hardcore. It's like your body just said, oh, hey, you know what? Yeah, you used to walk. Might take you a minute to remember how. It is really funny because everybody always say, well, it's second nature. It's like riding a bicycle. It's something you never forget. Yeah, that's true. You never forget how to ride a bicycle once you start. However, once you ride long enough on a bicycle, it seems like your body just gives up the ability of walking and just starts hurting. And walking becomes a completely different experience. It's something that your body just refuses to do. I don't know if it's like a defense mechanism or maybe your muscles just get so tired that you just can't. It's one of those strange things. We also have these big roads. Luckily on our way there wasn't that much traffic. People tend to be really, really nice and polite over here. And most of the times when we had to cross intersections, they will be nice enough to just let us cross, whether they will stop or we would just find no traffic whatsoever. On those busy streets, we actually had those buttons by the traffic lights that we can press and actually use them to move forward. So it was actually a big help by crossing. I think we only had to press maybe, 3-4 times the buttons. The rest of it was just a smooth ride. I do have to say that stopping, sometimes you actually have to stop because the car may not necessarily stop right there. So you don't really know if the car is actually thinking about stopping or not until they actually do stop. So you may have to stop and picking up that speed again. Once you're like all worn out, it's pretty rough. It's not something that I enjoy doing. But the ride again was really, really fun. And it's something that I want to do all over again. These trips were actually very, very entertaining, and I'm looking forward to, in a month, do it all over again. As you can see, some of the overpasses have two different areas in which people can go through for bicycles and for people to walk. It's very cool. Here Sam had a problem with the chain, but I guess it got resolved afterwards. We were doing just fine. Now again, I'm gonna be doing a review of my bicycle this coming weekend. The pictures and exactly what's going on with it, so everybody knows what kind of bicycle this is. At the same time, I do have the idea of replacing the handlebar. This is pretty much a beach bar that this bicycle comes with, and you know, on my motorcycle I have monkey bars, and granted that beach bars are definitely not uncomfortable in any kind of way, but it's just a different way of steering. My hands this way are not very, very comfortable because on the monkey bars I actually have my fist facing forward, and as you can see in this case, when I grab my handlebars, my wrist is not necessarily facing forward but a little bit tilted to the side, facing more towards like a 30 to 40 degree angle towards the side, and it can get kind of uncomfortable on the wrist. Definitely I will prefer if I could have something in which I have my hands facing forward, which will make it also even easier to climb the overpasses. As you know, part of that is not necessarily just pedaling, however, gripping the handlebar and making sure that you pull back a little bit. To be honest, whenever I climb up the overpasses, I'm not necessarily just pedaling. I mean, it's your whole body that just works out on that. It's the knees pedaling, is gripping
That's not bad.
that handlebar, pulling back. And what's even worse is that some people are able to stand up on the bike and pedal while standing. And unfortunately, I don't have the luxury of being able to do that. Mainly because, as I was stating previously, I have a fractured kneecap, which I fractured it back in 2007, I would say. And it took me forever to heal it, but eventually it did heal. However, what happens is now my kneecap is very, very weak, and I cannot do a lot of extraneous stuff, because what happens is once my leg gets tired, somehow the tendons, they stop holding the kneecap in place. So the tendon actually gives out, and then when you're going to bend your knee, you may end up finding out that your kneecap now is on the side of your leg instead of front. And that is very, very hurtful, which is one of the reasons why I like bicycle riding, because in this case, as you can see, when I pedal, my knees are always facing forward, so there is no risk that your leg is going to move to the side. And
yeah, Rachel wasn't very excited about staying by herself with the kids.
With a busted kneecap. So it is very, very safe. Also, I'm not holding my whole body weight on my knees, which it gives a break to my kneecaps too.
Hi guys.
No risk of falling on my face on the ground just because my knees give up. overall, I think for legs, at least for me, it's probably one of the best workouts I can do at this time. At the same time, I'm trying to get back into the gym. I've been going so far for 2 weeks. I love weightlifting, I have to say. But at the age that I'm in right now, which, by the way, I'm 39 years old, I'm not really looking forward into bulking up anymore. I mean, I like to have some size, definitely. I like to fill up my shirts when I put them on, but not really interested into being super bulk to the point that my movement gets completely impaired. And also at the same time, since I enjoy going into bicycle rides and all that will add up extra weight to my bike ride, making it even harder to get from one location to another. And at the same time, with that kind of cardio workout that I'm doing, burning all those calories, it will be a nightmare to be able to hold enough muscle weight without having any weight loss, any muscle loss. Not saying it's completely impossible to do it, but it's just something that I just don't care to do anymore. My time of being big and strong and all that was probably 5 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever. And ultimately, once I became a family guy, my priorities changed. Now I just have no interest for that. I like still to exercise. I like to be active. I like to lift weights. That is something that I will never stop liking, but not with the purpose of becoming a monster. And, I do have to admit, this ride was really nice. And the only thing that I didn't like much about my bicycle is that it's definitely heavier than most bicycles that I use for long distances. Not necessarily for faster riding, but definitely for long distances. I'm looking forward maybe removing the fenders of the bike. Hopefully that'll make it a little bit lighter. Most likely not a big difference, but definitely a little bit lighter. I will definitely make the review this weekend without removing any parts on the bike so everybody sees the way it comes. I did put it together myself at home. The bike is of great quality and it's definitely a lot of fun to ride. I gotta tell you that one of the things that I liked about this bike was that it was extremely long. This bike is a really long bicycle, and everybody that looks at the bike, it really stands out. So people will go ahead and compliment the bicycle every once in a while, and it is nice. I like to ride stuff that look nice and feels comfortable, and it's always nice when somebody compliments stuff that you have that you thought it was cool, and you know, it's a great feeling. Right about now, this point in this video, we are somewhere around Clearwater. To say that for the longest time, because we're going on the trail, I had kind of a hard time trying to figure out exactly where we were at some point when we wasn't crossing intersections. Obviously, once you get to the intersection, you know where you are. Good. But there's some areas in which the trail stays fairly long, and you don't really know exactly where you're at. And right now, this area, if you ask me where I'm at exactly, or I don't know. Couldn't talk for phones, GPSs, street signals, because I wouldn't be able to tell you where it is. There's some other signs that appear on the trail too. Every once in a while, you get signs on exactly what city you're in. Trails missing. Granted that trails are only legally allowed to be used in daylight. However, I do think that they should put some street lights on the trails to allow people to ride or do whatever they want to do on the trails at night. On the same note, I do think that they should security,
official. About halfway over.
And that will actually definitely help people like me or anybody else that likes to go exercise or do whatever they want at night, especially during the summer days. Once it gets hot here in Florida, it's really hard to be able to exercise, like running, biking, or whatever outside during the day, unless it is super early in the morning or very late in the evening, where you are not going to have a lot of time by the time that the sun goes down.
Yeah.
The last thing you want to do is find yourself outside on a bicycle when the sun goes down, because obviously the trail is the fastest and most direct way of traveling from one point to another. So if you are not able to ride on the trail, then you have to go to the street, you have to start stopping, going, and it's just a pain. So with some street lights, this will be a much better use for the trail. I do apologize for the camera. My camera seemed to be moving a lot. I did finally find a fix to the strap where I can put it now and face forward instead of down.
Oh, overpass.
In any case, I do hope you guys like the video. I am going to post probably tomorrow another video of me riding my motorcycle to have a couple beers and meet some friends for their birthday that I did.
Sounds
after
exciting.
This bike trail. I have to admit that I wasn't sure if I was going to have enough energy or stamina to be able to do anything, but man, that bike ride killed me. When I got home, I had to lay down for a while after I showered. I wasn't able to move, eat, drink, or anything because I just felt like I was so hot and so out of breath that it felt like I was going to puke at any moment. But luckily, that shortly passed and I was able to get on my motorcycle and go enjoy the rest of the evening. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in my next video that should be uploaded shortly. And I do hope you guys enjoy the rest of the bike ride.
Yeah, those trails are not bad. I mean those overpass. Especially the last ones being so far apart from one another. It gives you enough time to rest in between. Yeah. Maybe. Precision.